Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Today, we're going to be talking about carrying two guns for self-defense. Right now, this is specifically going to be focusing on a riot situation. So, in a situation where you need to go into a riot zone, you better have at least two guns. Okay. Now, the question becomes, why are you going into a riot zone? You may have a really good reason for it because this morning, let's say when you sent your kids out to go to school, there was no riots, but then something happened throughout the course of the day where now there are riots, and your kids are out there, they're stranded, they don't have transportation to get back home, and they're calling you up and they're telling you that they feel like their life is in danger, that you gotta go get your kids. Okay. So, and of course, you're being told that the police are not responding, they're overwhelmed, that kind of stuff. We saw what happened with that shooting down in Uvalde, Texas, where the police refused to go in and immediately saved the kids, right? They refused to go in and immediately save the kids. They waited until the right people got there with the right body armor and they had the perfect plan. And an hour later, it was just too late. Okay, so it's basically up to you and only you to protect your kids. Okay, this is now history, right? We saw this with the police down in Uvalde, Texas. Um, if a situation like that happens, it may not be exactly like that, but if a riot situation happens, your kids are stranded out there. You gotta go save your kids. Okay, so when you go out there, what gun do you want to take? Well, you want to take the best gun that you can, and that would be an AR-15, right? This would be preferable. However, the question becomes, does your carry permit cover this? Okay, now I wasn't 100% sure, and what I did is this morning I contacted my prepaid legal service. That's these guys right here. I talked about them in the prior video. U.S. Law Shield. Okay. There's a promo code for you guys. Website. Promo code is Pocono Shooting. It gets you some type of a discount. So I didn't know if it was legal for me to take this AR-15 out, loaded, keep it in my car loaded during the riot type of situation. So I called up the attorney over there, and not only did I get a phone response, but I also asked for a response in writing through an email. And what they told me is that my carry permit does not cover a rifle. However, they did tell me that there's a necessity clause where if I can prove that I had a necessity to carry this, then I'm exempt. However, the burden of proof is on me. Okay, and that can get really weird. That comes down to a lot of things because sometimes the information that you get may not be accurate. You might have heard that there are riots, but maybe it wasn't that bad, and now all of a sudden, you're just carrying, you're just breaking the law without a good reason to do it. Okay, so that could be an issue. Then it also depends on when it goes to court, how the jury is going to feel about it. So that's the problem with taking an AR-15 loaded out into a riot zone, or just keeping it in your car as a backup gun or a primary or whatever. The fact is that if you would have to prove necessity in my state. Okay, so the solution to that, okay, is the AR pistol, because this is a legal pistol. And again, I asked the attorney, and he said that this is covered under my carry permit. Okay, so this is good. In my state, a pistol is a pistol. I can open carry, I can conceal carry, and I would be good with that. And of course, I would have the benefits. I would have like 99% of the benefits that come with if I had an AR rifle, or better accuracy. I can retain the gun better. I can shoot things that I want to shoot, not shoot things I don't want to shoot. So the pistol is the next best option, and I don't run into that burden of having to prove necessity. Okay, but here's the thing now. Let's say I need to go into a bus terminal or a building, and in order to get my kids where my kids are, and especially if it's the summertime and I don't have a lot of clothing on. you know, if I strap this on, okay, and I'm out, I'm gonna get the wrong type of attention, okay, and that's, you know, that's not gonna help my cause. That's not gonna help me accomplish the thing I'm trying to do, which is just get my kids and get them back home. Okay, that's gonna slow down that process. Okay, it's gonna work against that process. So this might be good to bring along and keep in the car, right? Because this is the better gun, all right? Better than the pistol, rather. So bring it along, keep it in the car, unless I think that that you know, if I'm gonna need to leave my car, and because that stays behind, there's a chance that it might get taken out of the car or might get stolen. So that's another consideration there with leaving this behind in the car. Okay. So, but that's an option because my carry permit in Pennsylvania covers that gun. Now there is a third option. Okay, the third option, okay, is to have a full size carry, right? Because normally, ideally, I'd want to have this gun, and then this gun is the backup, right? That's my primary. This is the backup gun. Since that's not possible, then okay, this is going to be my primary. This is going to be my backup gun. Okay, but in some situations, like if I'm going into a building or a bus terminal or crowded area, that may not be the best option. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring along my everyday carry gun. Okay, and then bring this gun as the primary gun. Okay, so this gun over here, I've got in the 3 o'clock position. Okay, this gun back here lives in the 5 o'clock position. Now you can switch this up. Like I normally carry this in the 5 o'clock position. It's a really small gun, so because that's inside the waistband, okay, and this is outside the waistband, these two guns really don't conflict with each other. Okay, the only time, I mean, if I sit down in the car seat and I put the seatbelt on, yeah, this, you know, this I definitely is a little bit of a nuisance, which is why I don't normally carry a gun this big. But the fact that that gun is back there doesn't add or take away anything from the situation. That gun feels the way it normally does. The only thing I've done is add this gun on top of it. Now, you know, I am pretty good shooting left-handed, so I have a lefty inside the waistband holster, so I could easily move this from the 5 o'clock position on the right side to the 5 o'clock position on the left side. I could do that, and I could have a gun on this side and a gun on that side. That's an option. Now, the reason why I'm not going to rush to do that is because I normally keep my wallet over there. So if I get pulled over and I need to show ID, I generally don't want my guns and my wallet with my ID on the same side, okay? So what I do is I keep my extra magazine on this side, because the extra magazine over here, I mean, you know, I got my cell phone case here, extra magazine over here horizontally, right? So it's not even vertical, so that it gives the impression that it might be an extra magazine. I mean, it's horizontal. That could be anything, all right? So nobody's going to think anything of that. Nobody would think of anything of that. So if I get pulled over, you know, hands on the steering wheel, wallet's in my left pocket, can I go get it? Yes. And I just go get it. And I never, you know, especially if I'm obviously if I got a gun this big and I think they might see it, I might say I am legally armed. But if I'm just carrying the small gun, right, on a regular basis, I don't say anything about guns. I don't volunteer information. Only if I think they're going to see the gun, I'm going to mention that. I'll mention that I'm legally armed. I don't say I got a gun. I say I'm legally armed. But going back to the point here is I got two guns. Now this is my primary, okay, and this is my backup gun, okay. And you know, the fastest reload is the backup gun, okay. So if I run out of bullets or if the gun jams or whatever, I go to the second gun, okay. Now like I mentioned earlier, having the gun over here, you know, even if the backup gun wasn't there, when you sit down in the car and you put the seatbelt on, this is a little bit of a nuisance over there, right? This is just a big annoying gun to keep there. So another option that I have, let's take this off completely. So let's remove this. Okay, so another option that you may want to consider is the shoulder holster. Okay, now obviously if you're going to have a shoulder holster, and you want to go concealed, now you got to wear a jacket. So that's something that I have to get going here. Did I flip this around? This is initially when you put this on, you want to be in the mirror, but see if I can get this on now without twisting it completely. So it's going to go like that. You go there. I think I got this guy on. Okay. So basically, you got a full-size carry gun over here. Okay, a duty gun, a service pistol, whatever you want to call it, over here. And then I got the 2 extra magazines over here. And now I got this gun over here in the 5 o'clock position. Got tightened the belt a little bit. All right, so now this is my primary gun. That's the backup gun, okay? And the nice thing about this setup is that I can get to this gun. They're on 2 completely different sides because let's say I'm laying on this side or something, I can get to this gun. If I'm laying on this side, I can get to that gun. So that might be a benefit. The problem with this is now you've got to pretty much wear a jacket with this. If you get pulled over, even if you've got a jacket, you know, you're probably going to have to inform them that you are legally armed, because that's probably going to be, that's on the window side. They're probably going to see that. All right, so that's something that, you know, you have to factor into your plan. By the way, this holster here is from Craft Holsters. Really excellent work that they do. Excellent. This is like my nicest holster. So this is an option if you're going to wear a jacket. Okay, if it's the summertime, 90-degree day, and I'm not going to wear a jacket, I wouldn't do this. I would do this. Now, a lot of times you guys will see me, you know, like when I do videos, right? When you guys see me have this gun here and I'm going through a training exercise, I generally never bother to take that gun off. Okay, so this is just something that, you know, I noticed a while ago, that these 2 guns, because that gun is so small, it's inside the waistband. You know, these 2 guns do not interfere with each other. Okay, in fact, like one of the things I noticed, like if I have, because I got a Glock 43 inside the waistband on the right side, I also got another inside the waistband on the left side. If I have 2 G43s inside of the waistband, I noticed that the belt and the pants, it starts to kind of slip down because the belt is no longer really pulling tight. However, the way I'm set up now, right, when I only have 1 gun inside the waistband, okay, this is on the outside of the waistband, so this doesn't change the belt at all. All of the other stuff that I have hanging on the belt is on the outside. So even though I have 2 guns here, as far as the stuff that's affecting how the belt sits on me, there's only 1 gun that's affecting how the belt sits on me. That's the G43 inside the waistband. This gun over here, it's outside, doesn't affect how the gun sits on me. If I tried to put 2 guns inside the waistband, now I find that my pants start falling. I start having, you know, it becomes uncomfortable. I start running into other issues. So this, and it doesn't matter if you put this outside the waistband here, the other one inside the waistband over there. That's not going to make a difference. I tend to do it this way because I got the extra magazine here. So when I go to do the reload, it's, you know, and the guns, you know, it's going to be easier to get to that reload. Now, one of the possibilities to consider is, because this is a G43, a G26. Okay, nice. If you use like a G17 like you got here and a G26, the nice thing is that they can share this. They can share the same magazine. However, now you're not going to be able to put the G26 in the 5 o'clock position here because that's a little bit fatter. And now these 2 guns are going to start kind of hitting each other. Here, they don't hit each other, right? They don't, you know, the G43 is small enough, thin enough that the 2 really don't make contact. So that works. And like I said, I kind of discovered this just by, okay, I'm about to start a training class. I've got my regular carry here, but I need to show somebody how to do, you know, holster draws. So I basically just take this gun and I put it here, and I just never bothered to remove that one. And that's how I figured out that, hey, this combination just works. You know, it works just fine. The 2 guns don't interfere with each other, and if I need to get to the other gun, that works fine too. You know, I mean, you know, it just works. So, something for you guys to consider if you need to go into a riot situation because you gotta go collect the kids. Um, Bring two guns that are carried by your carry permit. Okay? Now you can bring three guns because you know if you don't expect to be leaving your car, you know you can have the AR pistol in your car. All right, so you know because obviously this is the better gun, and then you can have these two guns here as well. I mean, I gotta tell you guys, I mean, in a serious type of situation, I would probably go with three guns. I would probably, I mean, you know, I mean, I've never been in that kind of situation, but if I know that, you know, the rioters are coming to my house, I'm definitely not going to be relying on one gun. I'm probably not going to be relying on just two guns. Now, even if it's, you know, two rifles just like laying up against the wall, you know, ready to go, you know, I'm going to not rely on one gun. One of the things I covered in an earlier video, you know, don't depend on the gun. Depend on your skills. Okay, any gun can jam. Any gun can, you know, run into some type of a malfunction or whatever, or run out of bullets. Depend on your skills. Okay, your skills are what are going to save your life, not the gun. So thanks for watching. If you're not a member of the channel, subscribe. Make sure you follow me on Odyssey, which is uncensored. That over there, I am Pocono Tactical. On Rumble, I am Pocono Guns. And on YouTube, I got Pocono Shooting, Absolute Gun Rights, and I got the original Safa channel that goes back to 2006.